Together, we will make America great again.
Hello, and welcome to Cryptic Web Chronicles. Today, we'll be diving into the emotional meltdown that Lolcow and failed author Patrick S. Tomlinson is currently experiencing in response to the 2024 election results. As you're likely already aware, Patrick is extremely obese and is also heavily obsessed with American politics. Since around 2015, the self-labeled political firebrand has tweeted in support of left-leaning politicians and policies on a daily basis, originally gaining notoriety as a hardcore Hillary Clinton fanboy and 2016 election truther. Tomlinson appears so obsessed with opposing Trump that many even theorize his ultimate goal is to land a gig as a social media propagandist for the Democratic Party. However, it seems that Patrick spends his days writing his tweets without compensation, allowing the negative attention they generate to not only take a toll on his marriage, but seemingly ruin his life entirely. Moreover, the irreparable damage done to his reputation over the past several years has made any such opportunity highly unlikely. For example, internet trolls uncovered Patrick's criminal history after he gained a large amount of attention online in 2020. They found that in 2011, Tomlinson was arrested for threatening to murder his own wife and newborn baby daughter. Patrick would later lose all custody of his daughter in the ensuing divorce. In addition to his criminal past, trolls uncovered a series of photos of Patrick and his then-wife at a party prior to their divorce. In these photos, Patrick's wife is seen sitting on another man's lap, while Patrick looks on in apparent confusion. Shockingly, it was later revealed that his wife had an affair with this man while she was still married to Patrick and pregnant with his daughter. She began a relationship with him immediately after divorcing Patrick, and the two eventually married. In a final blow to Patrick, this same man would go on to raise his own daughter, adding to the series of deeply humiliating events he has faced. In addition to this series of utter embarrassments, the outcomes of the 2016 and later the 2024 elections only further wounded Patrick's ego, intensifying the strain on his psychological stability. Since then, the combination of relentless trolling, political turmoil, and the public exposure of his deepest embarrassments and fears seems to have transformed Patrick into an almost unrecognizable creature. The night before the election, Tomlinson tweeted, "Throughout the 20th century, there were only two ways rising fascism was defeated. Ballots if we were early enough, bullets if we weren't. There's no door number 3. Tomorrow, vote, or things will get so much worse, so fast." This tweet clearly suggests that Patrick was already preparing himself mentally to reject the election results if they didn't align with his views, even hinting that violence against fellow Americans might be necessary. As expected, the following night, as the election results began to come in, Patrick's response only intensified, with his tone growing increasingly hysterical. Within minutes, this self-proclaimed tough guy devolved into a panicked, whining little girl, frantically crying out on social media to anyone who'd pay him attention. When the Associated Press announced Florida had voted to reject adding abortion rights to their state constitution, Tomlinson would lash out at the AP as if they had control over the results. "It won by 14 points. Learn how to write a fucking headline." However, the headline was correct. The measure did not pass, as several other outlets have now confirmed. Whenever mutual follower and Twitter buddy Paranoid Factoid shared breaking election updates, Tomlinson once again lashed out in anger. Still, we're likely losing Georgia and North Carolina, which makes Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania mandatory. No, we aren't. When he later remarked the New York Times election maps showed Georgia and North Carolina were voting for Trump, Patrick started getting pissier. Fuck the New York Times map, Jesus, man. Upon seeing the results, Tomlinson quickly morphed into a sulking child, throwing a tantrum about the steady stream of losses. When more bad news started rolling in, Patrick began trying to cope with the results. PA and WI haven't even started reporting mail-in ballots yet, and she's already winning just on day of votes. Chill, someone would quickly reply, contradicting Patrick. What are you talking about? PA is long reporting mail vote. Tantrum Tomlinson would angrily snap back. No, child, it wasn't. Another person would simply reply, yes, they have. Tomlinson would again bitterly write back, no, child, they haven't. He would go on to do this to numerous other people who corrected him, pouting and denying the reality of what he was seeing unfold. As you can see, things were going great for Patrick already. So it was at this point that he broke out the conspiracy theories and delusional ramblings. Polling places in black majority precincts in Georgia are staying open because the United States is currently under a terrorist attack from Russia, interfering with our elections to install their asset back in the White House. It's an overt act of war. When the full truth finally comes out, it will be confirmed Trump colluded with Russia to steal the 2016 election, had Jeffrey Epstein killed, sold or traded state secrets to Russia, China, and Saudi Arabia, staged the Butler, Pennsylvania assassination attempt. Mark it. Upon seeing the results steeply turning in Trump's favor, Tomlinson would begin losing hope as he swallowed the black pill with a copious amount of booze. Now the truth will never come out. America will be unrecognizable 4 years from now. The experiment is over. We didn't even make it 250 years. By now, Patrick was drunk, and his blood pressure was through the roof. At this point, let the rage flow, replying to Lindsey Graham, "Fuck you, traitor." And of course, the trolls needed to be tended to as well. A troll would quote Patrick's fat-titted vote selfie, writing America it's time to, ... lose weight. Enjoy prison, Tomlinson would clap back in anger. Another troll would write, suck a fat one at Stealthy Geek. You lose again. This is why your life is already over, stalker. Enjoy prison, Patrick would impotently write back, utterly defeated. The election appeared to be taking a serious toll on Patrick's mental state, as he repeatedly sent the same prison threats to a troll sharing gay porn images of Rick on Twitter. Naturally, this led to the images appearing on Patrick's own feed, where all his followers could see them. Clearly a brilliant move on Patrick's part. Patrick would prison stalker a few more trolls before, as some online have alleged, he passed out drunk. However, the next morning, as the reality set in that Donald Trump had won the election and would be our president for the next 4 years, Tomlinson began to muster up his coping mechanisms as best as he could. I'm taking a day to center, maybe the whole week. Get your feelings out, cry, scream, punch something, binge a comfort show, whatever you gotta do. Because after that, we need to start organizing for the midterms. The 26th Senate map is much more favorable to Democrats. If I had to guess, Patrick probably cried a lot due to the election. He probably farted several times as well. He also apparently began to suggest voter fraud was the reason Trump won, as many had expected him to. The country didn't lurch right. Trump is on pace to get fewer votes than he did in 2020. He added no new voters to his cause, despite a larger electorate. He lost support. What happened was 15 million Democrats just disappeared. It's 2025. Trump won. He turns the military inward. 15 million people are rounded up in concentration camps. Crops rot in the fields, kitchens empty, hotel beds unmade. How long until Trump puts his prisoners back to work as slaves? Who wants to bet this was always the plan? Retweeting this, unable to believe 6 years later, the same filter has fallen over my vision again. Take your time working through your emotions. Be kind to yourself. Reach out to your people. Then, after you've rested, get ready to fight like hell itself. See you soon. The most alarming thing to me about living through an illegitimate proto-fascist coup of American democracy is how mundane it is. I still have to pay rent on time. There's still baseball on TV. But everything is wrong, like an Instagram filter over every second of every day. This fat, hysterical imbecile can't help but drown everything he writes in hyperbole, just as everything he eats is drowned in ranch dressing and grease. As you can see, Patrick is taking this election well, and I'm sure his behavior will remain stable in the months to come. However, that's all for tonight, and thank you for watching. This has been Cryptic Web Chronicles. Good night, and God bless America.